Hi, welcome back to Mike's Diabetes World. Today I'm going to start by doing this just because it kind of has something to do with today's topic. Starting off at 6, for me, I'm on the border of being low or not being low. I have full calibration, which I don't know why I even brought that up because for me, it's always calibrated. I have zero active insulin left in me. I just let my body take over with the machine giving me corrections. I'll probably start going up later. I've had one correction which gave me 0.85 extra units of insulin. Okay? 95% in range. This isn't good. And this is okay. This is great. This is a great number also. So all in all, pretty good. Today, as you probably saw by the introduction, I want to talk to you about infections and T1D. Over my life as diabetics, or as a diabetic, don't have more than one diabetes. I should state that I've had to deal with more infections, and usually it's a skin infection, and I usually get in and they sometimes do IV antibiotics, or I get admitted to do IV antibiotics. But all in all, pretty good. I had one serious leg infection, which I kind of lost my service dog over. And all in all, it wasn't the greatest. But we have to do what we have to do. I told the story during story time, so you can look up for the more depth story during my story time. But I had an infection that people were writing off for a long time. I'd even gone to emergency. I saw a doctor, made an appointment at the hospital to see this doctor, and he didn't really think of it much. He did a couple of tests, showed my skin was red, warm, but he didn't really pursue it. He kind of finally gave up on the whole thing, and my leg sat there, kept getting worse and worse. I ended up having a serious reaction to my infection, and ended up being hospitalized. I lost my service dog over it, and things didn't work out that great for me. I lost my dog, but if I had pressed harder, I finally got action. Speak up until you can't hear anymore. I finally went and called my endocrinologist, and I said, I've had a skin infection and it's just not getting better. I had seen this doctor. So he finally put me on to wound care. I went twice. They were starting to put honey on it. Home health care came out. So all in all, pretty good. I did that, and one day, I guess I had called my friend, and he said, what's up? And I guess doesn't make any sense. So he called out and he ended up coming over, and I was out of it. Not as low, but my thought patterns weren't there. Um, I kept trying to walk. I stumbled a few times, fell to the ground, got up again, and went back to pacing back and forth. I had my shower running. Lord knows how long I had that shower running. But he eventually got me to lie down on the bed, and he called, or no, he didn't call. He pressed my help, I've fallen and I can't get up button. You know, just the little thing around your neck, the helm. And that sent the ambulance. They took my blood sugar and said, "Oh, your blood sugar's high." They took a look at the wounds on my legs and said, "Those don't look good. I think we really need to take you to the hospital." My last memory is me being pulled out of the ambulance, being put on the ground, like in the stretcher, but still on the ground, and hoisted up. And I remember looking out, seeing the hospital, and going, okay, and passing out again. I woke up in a small little room to find it was 3 IVs in my arm and doctors coming in and out. I didn't know who they were. One finally said, "Are you feeling better?" I said, "What's going on?" I ended up going to the high acuity unit, which is one step down from intensive care unit. So I was sick. And it wasn't until the next day when things finally clued in. Oh, I'm okay. I'm okay. So I was in there for a while. I went in November 28th. I spent Christmas in there. And all over an infection that if we had determined what the infection was and I pushed harder, we could have found out and could have dealt with it. But I didn't. And I ended up in the hospital losing my service dog. Long story about that. And who knew? But all in all, life was good. I still had my leg. The wounds had healed. I guess I was in the hospital, and while I was out of it for weeks, I think, a couple of weeks. And I was just delirious. A couple of neat little stories that when I was delirious, I had a colonoscopy in my nurse's basement. Don't know why. I went to someone's house in the back of a black truck, pickup truck, lying in their back, looking at a TV that was the size of a wall and lying there, which probably was me looking at the hospital TV and thinking, oh, well, yes, it's far enough. I didn't know what was going on. And all that because we didn't get proper care for our infection. So you really need to take the proper precautions. If you have an infection that's starting to look red around the outline, then watch it, put some polysporin on it. If you start noticing blood sugar fluctuations and it's infection's not healing, make an appointment to see your GP. Make sure you do things to cover your body so that your body can heal. It may mean to be on IV antibiotics, could be as easy as being on, what do you call it, oral antibiotics, or maybe some time off work. But just take the time and heal properly. I never took that time. I just kept going and going and ended up in the hospital. So with that, have a great time, and we'll talk again soon. Bye now. My email address is mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com. All one line. Drop me